Hey everybody, Jason Creel here with the Lawn Care Life. Today's video is called "It's Always Easy to Spend Somebody Else's Money." Where did I get that from? Well, somebody told me that recently. We were talking about building, I can't remember, I've got some projects going on. You see my workshop in the back. That's something we've been working on for the past couple of weeks, and I did a video about that. We're also about to start working on our house. But I want to relate this to the lawn care business and how you can be thinking about your business and making money. Give you some examples of decisions that I've made, how that plays out. Let's talk about it. So yeah, the workshop, this is something that's going to be used mostly for my business, and you know, from a distance here, this is a 36 by 36 workshop. I'm going to put a lean-to off this left side here, so it's still under construction. We got 3.5 walls up. You can see the half that's missing, but it's going pretty well. And that's an example. You know, when I went to build a workshop, you know, what almost nobody told me was, hey Jason, you probably should build a smaller workshop and take that money and do something else with it, the money that you save. There was a lot of people say, build it bigger, you'll never build one big enough. And some of that's true. I mean, I understand the point that if you build it huge, you'll probably find something to use it for. But I think the book that kind of challenged my thinking on this, and I've talked about this in the past, is there's a guy out there, he's a business author. His name's Mike McCallowitz. Some of you have heard of it. It's not overly complicated books, and that's what I like about it, and they're short. But he wrote that book Profit First, which I listened to on Audible, and I'll put a link to it in the description. But he basically challenges the way you're thinking as far as your business goes and how you can cut expenses to make you more profitable. And what he does is he actually figures out, he takes the profit out of the business up front and then figures out how much he has left to spend on other things. Just a personal example, somebody that followed the channel, you can see here where I've kind of put pieces of sod out here. I put 2 pallets of sod out here to cover roughly 2 acres in the back, you know, so I could have obviously spent a lot more money on it and got quicker results, but I just thought, you know what, I'm going to cut that expense and just wait and be patient. I think by next year I should have mostly a full lawn back here. We've got some loud insects. It's getting close to dark while I'm filming this. So what about you for your lawn care business? One of the questions that I get asked from my friends and people on the internet, and you probably do too if you're in the lawn care business, is, hey Jason, I'll get a call and they'll say, I'm looking at buying a zero-turn mower. Which one should I buy? Or maybe they want to buy a backpack blower or a string trimmer, or sometimes even worse, they go buy one without asking, and I kind of regret the decisions they make sometimes, regret it for them. But recently, you know, I had somebody ask me that, you know, saying, hey, I'm in the market for a zero-turn mower, which one should I get? For me, the very first question, the obvious question is, what's your budget? Because again, if we're spending somebody else's money, if it's free, then I can say, okay, if they're free, just go get this one, or this one. But if your budget is $3,000, that's going to be a lot different than if you have a $6,000 budget, or if you have a $10,000 budget. You see what I'm saying? You know, so if you have a $3,000 budget, just my 2 cents on it, I would try to, depend on your situation. Now, if you're just a homeowner cutting a half-acre lot or something, you may go get a low-end zero-turn mower, and that'd be fine. If you're in the lawn care business, I would definitely try to find a low-hour commercial grade zero-turn mower that's used. I would prefer, in my personal opinion, is it's better to get a commercial grade mower with low hours on it than to go get a brand new residential grade mower. You know, unless you just some personalities just like to have the warranty and all that, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, if you got $6,000 to spend, you can kind of get the low-end commercial brand new, or you can get a higher-end commercial that's used and got low hours on it. Again, in that situation, I probably would look for the higher-end zero-turn commercial grade mower that had lower hours on it. Nothing wrong with the other. It depends on the situation, especially if I was in the lawn business. Now, if I was mowing personal property, you might just go get you know, kind of that lower-end commercial grade mower and go that route. Let me give you a couple of tips. One, I think you need to evaluate your own business and look at your spending, especially if you're in the winter time, or you know, a down season, or maybe in things are just not going well and you're getting frustrated. You look at it and you say, where can I cut expenses? Because again, it's not somebody else's money, it's your money, and you got to figure out how to make it more profitable. One of the things I had to think through this year for my own business was, How chaotic do I want it to be? Do I want to just keep growing and growing and just try to make as much money as possible, or would I rather simplify things and downsize, or would I want to hire somebody to take some stress off of me? So those are things you have to think through, and there's a financial cost to those things, and you have to say, is it worth it? What factor does your lifestyle play into it? Going back to zero-turn mowers, you know the reason that you can get a low-hour commercial grade zero-turn mower for a good deal a lot of times? It's because people start in the lawn business and they don't last very long. Not everybody, obviously there's a lot of success stories, but some people start and they might overspend on their equipment before they have much income coming in. That really puts a strain on their finances. So the question is, what mower do you need? String trimmer, what blower, what truck, trailer? If you do weed control and fertilization like me, what sprayer, what ride-on spreader sprayer? A lot of it has to do with what you can afford, and there's different strategies here, and it's going to be hard for you to take an actual case study and say this proves it, because I bet you can find a case study out there where somebody went and they just went in debt way up front and bought all kinds of stuff, and they hustled and they ended up making it and did great. And you can also find examples where they did the same thing and they didn't make it and they went bankrupt or got out of the business. And then you can find examples where people started off with a minuscule budget, bought a push mower in the back of a car and, you know, some used handheld equipment, went out there and grew and became successful. And you can find examples where they start off like that, very small, and it held them back because they didn't have the equipment. So I'm not saying there is a right answer here, but I am saying that you got to prioritize income and profits over just spending money, because you know the whole notion that you got to spend money to make money has some notions of truth to it, but a lot of people have also spent their way out of business, and I would just encourage you to evaluate your own business. The other thing I would say is get somebody outside of you and your family, or maybe they're in your family but not your immediate family, somebody that's not so emotionally tied to your business that can give you an honest evaluation of your business, even if you have to pay for it, and let them look at it and let them just say, you know, somebody has good business sense, and they can be honest with you and tell you, you're doing this great and you're doing this bad. You need to make these changes. A lot of people pay for business coaches and things like that, and it might not be a bad investment. I know, again, we're talking about saving money, but ultimately something like that, if things are not going well, and I'm talking to some people that might be in the business for 10 to 20 years and still not being successful, then you might need somebody else to come in and evaluate what you're doing wrong and how you can make changes. So lesson of the day, it is definitely easy to spend somebody else's money, but it's your money and you need to make wise financial decisions. I could have built a workshop that was massive, but I built the 36 by 36, which is by far the best workshop I've ever had, and excited about it. I think will meet my needs. Will there be a day where I outgrow it? Potentially, but I didn't want to, you know, just go nuts and spend money that I didn't have on a workshop that would meet my needs for the next 50 years, when I can always add on or expand or do something different later if I want to. Just my thoughts. I'm Jason Creel. Appreciate you watching the video. Encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Got over 500 lawn care videos on the channel. Go to lawncarelife.com if you're interested in some lawn care resources if you're in the lawn care business. Talk to you later. Bye.